Welcome. This is Gaming here. I'm here to review Sentenced to be a Hero. It's an hour-long anime. My Big Bad House. Um, what do I think? It starts out now. After watching it, I'm gonna say it was pretty alright. It's alright up until the last 2 minutes of the movie. I'm gonna tell you why it's stupid. Why the last fish was bad. I'm well. Let me start by saying character motivation is necessary for coherent story. Makes people understand why people are the way they are and why characters or do or act or say or feel to other people. Um, I'm not good at remembering people's characters' names. I definitely don't remember this character's name. They say the name like 3 times, only 3 times in this entire film, and it's an hour long. Let's know he's hero number one. He's a cursed hero. Yeah, in this world, people are sentenced to be heroes, which is a ridiculous notion. But it's a twist on it. Instead of being cheered for being a hero, which is what being a hero is, you're looked down upon for being a hero. It, it's stupid. E- Even though it's new perspective. Well, it's not even isekai. It's a fantasy. It's a fantasy world. Fantasy world thing. It is pure fantasy, and then it gotta be pure fantasy, but smoking crack. And I'm the whole time watching. I'm thinking to myself after they rescue a goddess, um, like she's like it's confusing. Why would a goddess be in a coffin? Like she dead? If she's not dead, why is she in a coffin? Like, why did they need to transport her in a coffin? Like box and walk herself. It's weird. Um, there's gonna be sort of spoilers, and if you want to call it that. Um, I think you know how stories usually start out with a backstory. You get the people into it. No, they decide to wait until the last 5 minutes to get the backstory and give you this backstory of the main one of the heroes, which he's the most important one. The other one is pretty much a side one. He pretty much he's pretty much a side character. He does nothing really. There's 2 heroes, but one of them doesn't do nothing much. He might as well not even be there. You probably cut him out of the entire film, and he won't make a bit of difference. I don't know why they even added him. Let me tell you something. This is what happens when you add your character, useless characters. Why do you insert 2 heroes when you don't have the other one too much? If you took this character out, the entire movie would not change at all. He has no bearing on the movie, other than being a thief and him just happening to steal an item that they didn't even know they needed. By the way, um, they weren't even after, but he just happened to steal the MacGuffin. Helps him win the day. Like, they put him in there just for that specific spot point. It's bad storytelling 101. Let's go see what's good. I'm gonna go back. I'm lowering it to okay, maybe average. It's that. Like it kept me engaged. It didn't bore me. Actually, I'd be lying if I didn't say that it didn't bore me because I was starting to get bored halfway into this movie. Not because there was no actual play of it, but I was still hung up on the fact that I did not know what the freak was going on with this guy. This dude has a hatred to God, but they don't explain it in the beginning. Oh, and if you think I'm about to tell you that they explain it at the end, no. all they do was contradict themselves, contradict the motivations of their own character they made in the entire the story. In his book, the way they explain at the end would make him look more like the bad guy in this scenario than it did actually help explain why he's the way he is. I'm gonna say right now, if you haven't seen it yet, don't watch, skip, or just stop the video right now. The only thing I'm spilling is his backstory for you a little bit. I'll give you a glimpse. I don't know if it's going to spoil the entire story because really, if you knew the backstory of this character, it's not really going to show you in because it's really if you're going to call it a movie. It's a mini movie. It's not really a movie. I think this is more like an introduction to a series that they're about to start because it's an hour long and like it was barely episode one, so I guess there's going to be more episodes. But I'm going to spoil the first episode. In your trailer episode, I'm going to spoil on this. I'm going to spoil a little bit. Um, I'm going to do what the story didn't do. I'm going to tell you this dude's backstory. But first, you need to understand what his attitude was. He can't stand goddesses. The whole time they find a goddess, he just said, I can't stand goddesses. They can't stand, I'd rather die not get a help from goddess. Blah, blah, blah. And then you're going to probably watch this video saying, why does he hate goddess so much? And you're going to think, A, a goddess betrayed him. B, I can't think of anything else other than that. But either a goddess betrayed him, um, his own goddess betrayed him. The goddess turned evil and turned to the demon lord side, and now she and helped almost destroy the world. You're thinking all that. I'm gonna tell you right now that you're both. If you think either of those two things, you're wrong. None of those are the reason why he's. Because actually, that would make sense. That would make sense in the word sense of the word why he would hate all goddesses. Okay, right now, why? Or this they showed. I guess this is their explanation, so-called explanation of why they hate goddess. He's mad at us because he had to kill one. He had to kill one because she was getting corrupted. And how's that make him hate goddess? Nobody knows. Actually, would make him that would probably mean that he would that it's not anger but grief masked as anger. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Okay, first of all, he was put on trial for killing a goddess, which was not his fault. It is his fault, but it's not really his fault. He was asked to. But these morons, it feels like there's a corruption going on underneath this thing. They claim he did something outside of the man, even though he claims that he didn't. He was told to. They have a bad habit of sending people out to their deaths. Quite frequently, by the way. Every and they're all claiming he was lying. They sentenced him to what I would call not really a sentence to be a hero. Yep, yeah, know that he was sentenced to be a hero. I'm going to tell you the thing right now. That's not a crime. I mean, that's not a sentence. It's not even a punishment unless somebody doesn't want to be a hero. Since you to save the world, oh, but on sharing on top, you can save the world, but we're going to hate your guts regardless of whether you saved us or not. Does that make sense? No, it don't make sense at all. Nobody does it. Nobody gets who gets saved turns around and say, I can't stand the fact that you saved me. Okay, then I won't save. Oh, wait, if you try not to save me, you're gonna die. So I'm just gonna die. And then I'm gonna resurrect you and then bring it back again. And then every time you get resurrected, you lose a part of yourself. So I guess it keeps resurrecting me time and no longer money, you ain't got nobody to save. These guys, let me tell you something about these humans in this world. They are not worth saving. If I was him, I would let them just keep entering the entire. Then they got nobody to save. They all die. These people are not worth saving. Not even a little bit. The messed up part is the way they make this worse as a punishment is that they're forced to save people they don't like. Holy Knights. So keyword they call it Holy Knights. And this common trope in anime where all the churches are corrupted and evil and hypocritical. I didn't call the word holy, but like unholy knights. They should be called. They should be called the unholy knights. There's much corruption, cover-ups, and I don't, and the problem with this backstory, above all else, is the reason why they are putting him on trial. It doesn't make sense. I'm gonna take. It doesn't make sense for why they doing what they're doing. It doesn't make sense. If you why okay, he apparently defeated the left Stephen Lawrence, so it worked out in their favor. But they want to sentence him anyway because he had to kill a guard because it was corrupting her. But they don't believe that fact, even though they weren't even there. So they knew they weren't there, or at least they didn't show that they were there or saw this video. This they rely on his testimony, and he's the only one who been there, who was there. So how would they know he's lying? They don't know he's lying. They assume that he's lying, and they first of all, what he should have done was just deny everything because they ain't got no evidence of any of it. First, oh, they don't got no evidence of any of it. So, what were they going? Because he was, you know, how he could have got him. He could have just straight up lied. If they would lie, they should have straight up lied. All they would have got him on is insubordination, and the boast that would probably got him is expelled. But they really wanted to make it for some reason putting him out the way. We don't know why. The story does movie don't explain why they trying to put this dude on trial, and they wait till the last 5 minutes of the movie put this out there. So they make they complicate the story more than they needed to, leaving more questions than answers. So now I got more questions. The movie's over. So you ended the movie with more questions than you gave answers to. So now I was questioning why he hates us. Now I'm questioning even more why he hates us because their explanation don't make sense. It kind of contradicts. It clashes against his original motivation. He doesn't even tell us why he hates. He just says he hates. He just makes out a glance. You want to know what it made more sense if he would have said, um, they can't handle another guys again at the last one. Or he was like, I don't want to take on another guy because the last woman died by my hands. That would have made more sense. And then with conflict, the last part is storytelling here. Okay. And all that would be left is why did they try to cover this up? Why were they covering up information? It feels like a cover up than anything else. It feels like there's something else going on here that they're not telling us. You know, why did they send them out there and then try to cover it up that they did? Because they did send them out there. Somebody did. Some high power did who has the power to cover this up and to avoid detection. So this is going to lead to a series where the EBEG is not just a demon lord, but somebody who's doing wicked stuff behind the scenes. But because this story has a bad style, because of the complicated, over-complicated storytelling they put in it, I might not even watch it. I might not watch it. But I hope the series don't actually answer more questions that they actually make. They better do better storytelling. You can't just throw a story, you just put up fighting and scenery and think that's going to be good storytelling. See, you got all this fighting that's happening. They don't really, most of them don't die. They just love screaming. It's, this dude without the God's power was over here laying waste to them his minions. So you're telling me he needed to oh, that's another problem. This dude was already doing hero work, doing the most without the God's help. And all of a sudden he needs God's help to save everybody. He was already doing loads of work before he got even in that picture. He didn't even he was no problem with the story releases. Lacking. They should have had him struggling to beat these monsters. And they should have had him like he's fighting these things and he's having trouble and he's even mortally wounded. And then all of a sudden he needs the guy's help to come in and help him get that power to beat all the minions and the demon. But no, they did not do that. They have him be OP already, and then for some reason, someone needs help. Conveniently needs a little bit of help because he's already given the demon trouble by himself without being powered up. He suffered horror wounds, does he? It's like, yeah, you need to learn how to tell better stories. But that thing, what you just said, don't make sense. So we'll see. We don't know if this is gonna be a series. I don't know if it's gonna be a series or not. But this wait, that was not a good intro. He's not to me. Animation was solid. Animation was solid. Um, the action was decent. And as for the backup hero, they didn't really need him. I don't even know why he was added. Um, you could have erased him off the base, erased him, and it would have been fine. He would only be used as a scout. He doesn't do too much. He disappears. Only reason the guys got me is because of him. It's a trope. He could have just had him do it himself. But first of all, because of all the different situations for which he would have got the goddess. But they didn't. The dude stealing it from a transfer station. Why would he be doing something contradictory to what his job is to be doing? Stealing. He's stealing from the knights, the people he's supposed to be protecting. Like that's not going to get him killed. He's stealing from the knights that he's supposed to be sent to help. Somehow they don't and they don't think they're going to explain the second guy because they don't. They don't even acknowledge he existed or why he was even in the situation in the first place. Why did he have a second dude that's also a criminal? So what they do to criminals is they sentence them to be heroes, and that's their punishment. And I throw them in jail, or kill them. I don't know. I don't know that seems more plausible than just. It don't make sense. I'm gonna tell you. All right, this thing is crazy. So, this is my first time ever actually reviewing an anime right after watching it. Let me just think about what the frick is. Anyway, that is my review of Sense to Be a Hero. Like and subscribe below. Follow me on Twitch where I do gaming. Record gaming, my gaming thing, and I'm also on Kick, Facebook, whatnot.